I'd like to thank everybody for tuning in today to the Keith Harris Show Global Network right here on HotlineRadio.net. Now, on the phone with us today, we have a gentleman who's given people a lot of opportunities in the industry. He's done mentoring videos. He's created numerous film festivals, which I won't mention. I'll let us get into that conversation. Without any further ado, on the phone with me right now is L.J. Rivera. How you doing today, sir?
I'm doing wonderful, and I'm blessed. Thank you very much, Keith.
Absolutely. Look, first of all, I just want to tell you once again that, look, we're honored to have you on the show. I do a lot, I've been watching you guys over there on the West Coast, and I've been watching what you're doing and just how much noise the film festival is not only making, but just how much opportunity and exposure that it is given to people inside the industry. And, first of all, I want to say just thank you on everybody's behalf and congratulate you for even starting.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. I mean, that is definitely why we're doing it and why we started it. As you know, and anybody in the film festival realm or indie film makers out there, there's not a whole lot of money. It's not a get rich quick scheme, that's for sure.
Right. I hear a lot of people talking about that especially in the indie film industry, as a matter of fact. So much creativity, so much time, and expenses that a lot of times come out of their own pockets go into this. So just the fact that you have created these festivals really gives a lot of independent filmmakers a time where they can really feel appreciated and feel like something is happening with their films.
Absolutely. I mean, that's the ultimate goal, I believe, as a filmmaker myself. I believe the ultimate goal is to get your film on the big screen and have it be seen.
Right.
And as a writer wants their book to be read,
Right. Now, just to start out a little bit about, your where you came up at. You grew up in Los Angeles County, right?
Yes, born and raised. I think Cheech Marin and I are the only two born in East LA.
All right, so it's basically the home team then, in other words, out there.
Definitely. Born and raised out here and grew up in the Mid-Cities area from a humble family, a Hispanic family, Mexican, Spanish American. My mom actually, picked cotton once in her lifetime because my grandfather was a farm worker, and one time they even did a cotton field. So,
yeah,
very humble beginnings, definitely.
Understandable. Now, you coming into the industry like this, what were your beginnings into the film industry? Did you come in as a filmmaker, as you just said, originally? Was it the love for watching films? Like, what opened that door for you?
I guess definitely it started off with watching films.
Mm-hmm.
As a kid growing up, E.T. and of course on the horror side, Alfred Hitchcock and Psycho and The Twilight Zone, Star Wars, Star Trek. So all these wonderful, fantastic films of our history definitely got me excited and very interested in films from a young age. And so I think that carried on once I finally got to college and realized that a buddy and I can make movies. We were having fun with the camera, making some movies, and just having a good time with it, doing some stuff off of like Clerks and stuff like that. Just some slapstick type of films, and then we were of course student leaders. So then we got asked to participate in doing some mentoring and leadership films, some videos.
Right. Now, and like you were speaking on that film, like E.T. and different ones like that, what was one of your favorite films coming up? or your favorite even TV series?
Well, favorite TV series. Well, that's a tough one. I think TV series. I mean, there's so many. Murder, She Wrote is a pretty good one. Angela Lansbury,
Right.
Back in the day, of course, Starsky and Hutch. Now I'm really showing my age. Starsky and Hutch was exciting, action and police chases and everything.
And you know what, LJ? When you talk about showing age, look, you talking about both of us then, because I remember all of these shows you talking about to show my age too. So so don't be afraid to mention them, because I definitely watched them myself. So now
I know the Twilight Zone series was one of my favorites, and it was always black and white. And I watched it on reruns, obviously, because I'm not that old, but my parents used to watch it a lot. So that was very exciting. And they still have the Twilight Zone marathons on Thanksgiving weekend, and I saw some of it last weekend.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. As a matter of fact, I know the Twilight Zone is still running, and you know what? Every time I watch it, it just never changes, obviously, because it's reruns. But I feel like it takes me back in time when I watch it too. Like, if I sit there and keep it on that channel. But it's amazing. It's amazing just how far that just television and the technology of it, and just the different types of film that or the digital difference in digital and whatever they used to shoot on back in the day. It's amazing the way that has evolved over the time, though, right?
Oh, absolutely. From the 16 millimeters to the big 10 rolls of film and cans, and throw it in the can, and you can't see that anymore because it's all digital. It's like throw it on that stick and get it over to the computer so we can put it in the drive.
Right. I keep hearing people talk about making films on iPhones now, and I've had an iPhone for a few years, and I keep just looking at my iPhone like, can I really make a movie on you? Like, I want to try it. So
it's unbelievable, and that's why that's why we're doing what we're doing, because the industry the technology has opened up the industry to everybody. It has totally changed the studio's marketing plan, their approach, the way they make movies, the way they sell movies, everything. It's phenomenal.
Right.
But we're on a big change here in the way the industry is being seen and being distributed nowadays.
Right. Now, have you? I think you said this earlier, but have you been involved in making any films yourself?
I made a couple short films in the past. I have one feature that is in the works, but it's not ready to be announced yet.
Okay.
But I am working on something, yes.
Oh, okay.
We've done, like I said, I've done several, a dozen or so small ones.
Right. And I guess in your position, I guess it's pretty obvious that you would have been involved in even some shorts. And let me ask you a question: how long does the average short? Is there average time or required time that a short film has to be?
Well, in the film festival genre, or the industry, basically. A short nowadays, there's what we call micro shorts, which we categorize as 10 minutes or less.
Oh, okay.
And then we put the shorts in 10 minutes to 30 minutes. And then 10 minutes, 30 minutes, sometimes to 40 minutes. But anything from 40 on is a feature.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that. So a lot of people probably didn't know that. So a feature film could be 40, even as short as 40 minutes even.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
Wow.
And then for short, 1 or 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Nowadays, these Vimeos are 3-minute films, it's unbelievable.
Right.
Unbelievable.
Now, okay. Okay, let's talk about being executive producer of Hollywood's red carpet entertainment show. Okay. City Beat Live. All right. I watched a few episodes, some clips of that. As a matter of fact, I like the whole setup behind it. What inspired you to start that show?
Well, thank you for asking, and thanks for mentioning that, Keith.
Yeah.
That is truly my passion. I'm truly a writer by heart and by nature, and I owned a newspaper for almost 6 years called City Beat.
Oh, okay.
And I sold it back in 2000, and it continued on until 2009, and then they sold it. But I wanted to eventually go back to that kind of entertainment news that our newspaper was focused on. And so, doing these film festivals and getting back into the industry of producing and productions and so on, I decided to, restart basically in a different format, City Beat Live. And so basically, that is an entertainment TV show, red carpet events, and we want to cover them around the world, but primarily Hollywood, New York, and London. And basically, that whole project was going to start in February 2015.
Right.
So we're extremely ahead of schedule. We started in October, and but we're still in the pre-launch in the pilot stages. So we got a lot of work that we're doing on it, and a lot of changes coming up. Some real exciting things happening. We just had a 2-hour meeting yesterday, and we have another meeting this week on it. So it's a very exciting thing. It's, again, an opportunity to give the established and the not so established, the new industry people, a voice. So we spotlight and highlight some new people in the industry, and we cover red carpet events, on special entertainment events, and focus on what's positive and what's good about what's happening in Hollywood, basically. We're not doing any rumors, any gossip, or sensationalized Hollywood entertainment.
Right. And it's great that you all are doing that too. And the reason I say that is because, first of all, people want the positive news, number one. I think a lot of people are kind of afraid, or there's so many bad things that people mention about people in the industry. So it's good that you're doing that. And honestly, to watch a show like City Beat, as a matter of fact, it keeps people up to date with what's going on, with the people that are already known, and as you say, with a lot of people that people don't know so much about. Because LJ, there's so many movers and shakers out there making things happen that people don't even recognize. And I noticed that just from even simply doing interviews and things like that from my shows. There is a lot going on behind the scenes and people who deserve recognition, right?
Absolutely.
Right. I know, as a matter of fact, not too long ago, you guys were giving out, was it the RIP Horror Film Festival you had not too long ago?
Yes, that just finished last month in November, exactly, almost a month ago now.
Right, and you guys gave out some wonderful awards, like the Rising Star Award, the Lifetime Achievement Award, Sci-Fi Award, the Horror Award, and as a matter of fact, I think if I'm not mistaken, I interviewed your Rising Star Award recipient.
You did, to Brenna Ray.
Exactly.
Brenna Ray was our Rising Star for 2015, and she's a phenomenal talent. She's incredibly young, her early 20s, and she just has it all. She's done plays, she's done videos, she's directed films, and she's starred in films. And she's done some crazy acrobatics and some other live performances that actually they're going to be coming on a City Beat Live show in 2 weeks from now.
Yeah.
But, we did some more interviews with her on the City Live program as well.
Yeah, absolutely. That young lady is very, very talented, as a matter of fact, and well recognized. So that was great.
Without a doubt, and very well recognized. And Keith, as you mentioned, awards. Just to give you a quick stat, since we started the festival, actually a year ago, November 2018, we've selected over 100. First of all, we've had over 600 films submitted.
Wow.
From 19 countries.
Mm.
We've selected 141 films, and that means we showed them. We've showed 141 films at our festival so far, and we've awarded 40 awards to those for 40 of those films.
Mm. And
we've had out of the 3 festivals we've had, 2 for RIP and 1 for Galactic. That was 8 days of films, and this is just to give you a couple of numbers and so on. And like I said, the first Rising Star was the Soska Sisters. Mm-hmm. We've given a Legend of Horror Award a Lifetime Achievement Award to Mr. Sid Haig.
Right. I saw that.
Yes, and he was a wonderful person. He inspired the crowd and the filmmakers. He gave us a quote for an acronym for our festival. Mm. Instead of rest in peace, that's what it's supposed to stand for. He said, "Repeat it, please." Okay. So that was a true honor, and it was a great feeling to have him say that to our filmmakers in the audience, and that were present. And then recently we gave the Sci-Fi Legend Award to Richard Hatch. He was an awesome person as well. Great talent from Battlestar Galactica back in the day, and numerous other movies. Yeah, and you know what? Again, I touch on the point that's why what you're doing is also so good, because I have seen. You talk about Sid. Speaking about Sid Haig, as a matter of fact, he is a guy that has been in quite a few films. Okay, and well-known films, and so you would feel like, or I would feel like, a lot of people would kind of already know who he is, which a lot of people do. But just the other day, I was showing somebody him receiving an award on your show. And I said, as a matter of fact, Donna Lee was speaking to him, a good friend of mine. And I said, and I showed somebody, I was like, wow, this is, Sid Haig, from this movie or that movie. And they were like, I don't know who he is. I'm like, you got to know who he is. You know what I'm saying? Right. Exactly. Right. Exactly. And so, again, that's why it's, what you're doing is so wonderful, because, it's bringing those type of people to light all over again, because a lot of people probably, some of these people have been doing things for a while, and over time they kind of get forgotten about, or the work that they put in, maybe because movies aren't coming out as much as they used to. But so I ended the story with saying that I was telling somebody, look, I'm intentionally going to have them watch one of his movies tonight. As a matter of fact, I'm actually going to have a watching, and if it hadn't been for you giving him that award, I wouldn't have been able to brought that to light. So, just another wonderful thing about what you're doing. Thank you, Keith. I really appreciate that. Yeah. And it does show up a little bit that we are making some kind of a difference, because, believe it or not, Mr. Haig is in his early 80s, and he's never received a Lifetime Achievement Award. We gave him the first one, and we're brand new. Wow. How does that happen? I don't know, because I was bugging out. Like, to me, I looked at him and I'm like, wait a minute. As soon as I saw him on there, I'm like, man, that's the horror film guy right there. You know what I mean? That's Mr. Clown Face. Like, that's what I call him. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's true. Yeah, so that was amazing, for you guys to even, to be able to do that. And I think that probably really touched him, as you say. Oh, I'm sure it did. I mean, we sent a car to pick him up in his home and bring him to the theater and take him back, and, we treated him, with the respect and honor he deserved to be receiving an award. Right. And I mean, I think anybody that's done that much work
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And and that shows the sincerity behind what you do. Now, okay, I want to I looked at this and I wanted to ask this question. When you talk about so many films that come from other countries that get into the film festival, how do you guys go about doing that? Like, do the other countries know about the film festival and then they send them over? Are they all in English necessarily, or how does that work?
We're so blessed again with technology. That's what I was wondering when we first talked about this last year in March, or maybe February. I was like scratching my head. I said, "Okay, we're gonna put a festival together, but where are we gonna get these films?"
Right.
So that was my concern. It was like I wasn't worried about getting people there. I figured if we get films, we'll get people there.
Right.
But I was worried, where are we going to get the films from?
Mm-hmm.
And through technology, there's wonderful places that you can sign up with and partner with, and all these independent filmmakers can submit their films to these groups. The one that we use, and I'll give them a shameless plug because they've been phenomenal, is Film Freeway.
Okay.
And we have used Without a Box when we first started as well, but there's several out there. Film Freeway is the one we currently use for all the festivals, and they're just phenomenal.
Right.
And when we started with them, they had less than 400, because they're brand new. They started early this year or the end of last year.
Mm-hmm.
And we took a chance to start with them, and they had less than 400 films, film festivals in their catalog.
Wow.
So we started with them at that point, and now they have over 1,500. It's phenomenal. It's been in less than a year.
Right, from people kind of submitting them, and using that as a venue to get somewhat recognized by you guys.
Exactly. What happens is Film Freeway provides a service for free to the filmmakers.
Oh, wow.
It's a directory where all of these film festivals are signed up.
Mm-hmm.
And when they're signed up, people can see them in a catalog directory type format online and say, "Oh, I want to submit to that film, whichever festival they want to submit to."
Mm-hmm.
And if it's applicable to the genre or whatever they want. So that's how we got films. We started off with films from 13 countries the first round, and now we have films from 19 countries.
Wow. You know what?
I'm like, it's countries I've never even heard of. It's crazy.
And look, that means when it's film festival time, your work is cut out for you then, LJ. Absolutely.
It's again, with technology, it helps out a lot.
Mm-hmm.
But if we didn't have a staff, all volunteer staff of around 12 to 14 people right now, which we need to ramp up by March to almost 40 people. Mm-hmm. So anybody listening that wants to volunteer, we'll make sure you get my email.
Okay.
But if we didn't have those volunteers, we couldn't put it all together.
Wow.
But technology helps a great deal because all the films are in one depository, and we can view them. Our judges are all over the world, and they can view the films from their laptop or their desktop, and they can make their notations and send them back to me by email. And it's just all in one spot. So it's very convenient as far as that goes. The staff is just for all the logistics, getting the programs together, making sure everybody gets an award certificate, ordering trophies, and all that stuff.
Right. And you have that, do you get times, and I know coming from so many different countries, there's times where people might be hard for them to travel or whatever, but do you occasionally get people that actually will come from these countries sometimes and show up at the festivals?
Absolutely, yes. We've had people come from as far as Japan, France, Canada, and Mexico.
Oh, man.
So we've had international filmmakers come attend the festivals already. I was just surprised to get people from the East Coast initially. I'm like, wow, okay. And then we started getting people from other countries. I'm like, wow, that's great.
I know, right?
It's wonderful that when the filmmakers come out, that makes it that much more special because it's for them.
Uh-huh.
So I really, really encourage filmmakers, when you submit a film to a festival, try to make it out. If it's out of the country and it's financially not possible, try to send a representative because it makes the whole difference. You know, win an award or not win an award, your film's being shown. You know, try to get some representation there, and that helps the film festival, that helps the filmmaker, helps promote your project. It's just a win-win for everybody to do that.
Right, and it also sets a good atmospheric tone as well. You got different people at the event, different countries, they're networking and things of that nature. So it just gives the whole thing a really good look and a good aura all about it.
Absolutely, without a doubt. Yeah. I mean, we're talking a lot about Rip Horror Film Fest. That's our first film festival that we have 4 now. But Galactic Film Fest
was
just in August, and that was the first time ever we did that. That film festival,
that was a big deal too. And see, because I hadn't forgot that, LJ. I was getting ready to get into it now, and that was a big deal as well. I heard so much about Galactic Film Fest. That was your first year doing that?
That was off the hook. As our first year, that was incredible because it was a sci-fi only film festival, and we had people come out, and we had people dressed in costume. We had the lovely competition for Miss Galactic, which our lovely friend and talented, beautiful friend Donna Lee Heising won.
Right.
And it was just wonderful. I mean, some fabulous films. 42 films were selected for that festival.
Wow.
And 14 awards were given out. And that was over 2 days. And it's just phenomenal. I mean, that's our first time out. Now we're working with, we're partnering with Tulare Sci-Fi Convention in Northern California for this year's festival. We're also partnering with the Star Trek Museum in Hollywood for this year's film festival.
Oh, wow.
So I anticipate it's going to be a lot bigger.
Yeah. Yeah. That's going to be amazing, right? Having Star Trek involved as well. Now, and again, in that festival, in Galactic, too, were there films from other countries as well, too?
Oh, yes, for sure. There was films from other countries. France was one of the ones, France and Mexico. And they both won awards. Those 2 films from those 2 countries won awards also.
Oh, okay. If you can, I know there's so many awards involved, but, like Donna won Miss Galactic. You said France and Mexico. What were just some of the categories in Galactic Film Festival?
Oh, sure, yeah. I'd love to give you some of those categories. I have them right here in front of me. 1 second. We do a Best International Short Film, Best International Super Short Film. We do Best Fantasy, Best Comedy, Best Animation, the Best Sci-Fi, and our big winner for that was Alien Hunger.
Okay.
And that one actually happened to have Richard Hatch as one of the stars of that one.
Right.
And he was our award recipient as well. Best Action, and that was Dead Sea with D.M.V. Penn.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. D.M.V. Penn and Brandon was Brandon is the producer director and one of the stars in that as well. He's wonderful. And let's see, what else are we looking at here? We had Festival Favorite, and that was Deadly Punkettes.
Oh,
which,
yeah.
Miss Delaney Brown was in.
That's right. Wonderful character.
Frolic Pictures, Jared Masters production as well. And yeah, Brandon Slagle. I always have trouble with his last name. I'm sorry, Brandon. Brandon Slagle is the producer, director, and actor of Dead Sea. He was phenomenal.
Mm-hmm.
They won Best Action, and it was a seriously good action movie, action sci-fi. So very good. Best soundtrack, that was the French film Cassandra won that. Mm-hmm. That was wonderful. And then, of course, John Neptune. That's another great, very talented production by Ian Pugh, and he's from Northern California. And
so
they have a web series called John Neptune, and that was they won Best Web Series.
Wow. So and so once again, even with Galactic, just so many awards given out, like so much recognition. In other words, for what people are doing. You guys are working hard over there.
Absolutely, absolutely. We're working hard, but like you said earlier, it's a passion. It's a work of passion and love. We're not doing this to turn a huge profit. It's not a quick money maker. You actually there is money involved, obviously, or Sundance and all these big festivals. We'll just keep doing them. But South by Southwest and Con, there's obviously millions of dollars involved. But that's when you have tons of thousands, hundreds at least, hundreds of advertisers and marketing team and everything else. But as an independent film festival, you're just if you can cover the rent and the location and things like that, then you're doing good. Right,
and basically like just cover keeping people happy and making sure the event looks good, which takes a lot too, no doubt.
Absolutely.
Now, okay, let's talk about ITSLA, the International Trailers and Scripts of LA, which is another festival. You all are still doing that, right?
Yes, that's going to be brand new. It's going to debut in March. We have over 100 films, over 100 submissions already.
Wow.
And again, that's brand new. It's something, again, that, we've thought about after the sci-fi and horror. A lot of people were saying, well, my film doesn't really fall in either one of those categories. I got a drama or I got a romantic comedy. It's like, well, let's try to do something that's more open to all genres. And so that's exactly what It's LA Film Fest does.
Oh, okay.
It's international trailers and scripts for LA. Okay. And so basically, any genre can submit. And of course, student films are welcome in all the festivals as well. But this is only going to be for trailers and scripts. So we're only going to do, that's the other thing. A lot of people asked us at Galactic about a script competition, screenplay competition, and so on. Because we had one for RIP last year. We realized how much work it was and said, we got to take that out. It's got to be a separate festival. We can't do scripts and films at the same time. Just don't have 50 people to do everything that has to be done.
Well, you know what? I'm sorry to stop you right there, but that's what I was just thinking to myself. When you say scripts now, when you start talking about scripts, this involves reading, right?
Exactly.
That's a lot of reading people's scripts. But, okay, are they shorts, though? Does that make it any easier? Or?
No, it's open to all scripts. So,
oh, man.
It would make it easier, if it was just shorts. But no, it's open to all scripts. So, again, we are blessed and fortunate. We're going to have we have a support team that's coming on board to help us, and some partners that we've some relationships and so on that we've made. We've got some partners coming on board, and we have a national screenwriting organization who's going to be helping us on the panel and helping us judge some of the scripts. Yeah,
and this is another great festival, and I'll tell you what I'm seeing in this too that is really great. Another big deal is the fact that, like you say, first of all, it's open to all genres of film, and that that in itself is really good, because when you talk about when you talk about judging the scripts itself or judging the trailers, as a matter of fact, it takes away the element of, like you say, of having to judge necessarily a genre of the film, but just the how well they put together the trailer to introduce the film. And so it narrowed that down to be able to fit people in, but then at the same time it broadened the variety of films that people get to submit it. So that, the math on that really worked out, I suppose, the chemistry.
Yeah, so far it has, because we've noticed from the submissions that, hey, this is something people are interested in. We figured, well, we'll try it out. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. We won't know unless we try. But so far, it's been well received as far as the submissions go, and we're just really starting the promotions because we've been focusing on RIP and finishing up Galactic and focusing on RIP Horror Film Fest. So you're just going to start seeing us with a plethora of advertising and marketing and social media blitz on this campaign, because this is what's coming up next. This is our next big film festival. It's
it seems like this could actually also offer a learning experience, and I'll get into your mentoring, your videos and your mentoring in just a second, that you've been doing for quite some time too, which is another big deal. But I think this festival, the Itzler Festival, people having their trailers judged, being able to submit their trailers, I think that can also help new coming filmmakers also, learn, they'll get some good pointers and learn advice on making the full film, or whatever full film, whether it be short or feature film. I think that'll actually help some people new to the game also to make better films, because I know myself, I'm not a filmmaker, but if I enter the film festival as enter the trailer into a film festival, the constructive criticism, whether I win, whether I lose, or whatever it is, would actually help me go back, because obviously, and make a better film if necessary. Because if you go into the trailer part and you see that needs work, then it could actually tweak you into changing something about the film, and you might come out with even a better film, right?
Absolutely, and that's exactly the reason behind it. Why not help people out a little bit along the way? If they're not sure, why not show the trailer to other people, and as an educational and learning experience, and try to get it, improve upon it if you need to. Right. And the other thing is, Keith, I don't know, I'm sure this is not the norm. This is not these aren't independent trailers, but I'm sure you've seen the Jurassic Park trailer and the Star Wars trailer by now.
I have.
And so some of these trailers are award-winning. They deserve to be recognized. There's a lot of work put into just a trailer before you even start a film, or before you even have that film finalized.
Right. Yeah. A lot.
And who's doing that? No one's giving any awards for that. So why shouldn't we? Yeah.
You know what? And it makes a lot of difference too, because that's how I decide a lot of times what movie I'm gonna watch, unless I just know the people in it. Is I watch the trailer first, and I go through. I have movie night every night, and I kind of watch and screen movies, and I watch like 9 to 10 trailers before I can ever pick anything. LJ.
Right. Yeah. Right. Because the trailer's a great thing. It's a great visual aid to say, well, maybe not. Yeah. And I'll be honest, I've seen some great trailers, and then I was depressed when I saw the whole movie. I'm like, oh, but it happens. But
right.
And they know that. They know that trailer's got to be.
Yeah.
But sometimes the talent doesn't always fall through to the full movie.
Yeah, right. It gets past the first 30 seconds, right?
Right.
Okay, now, let's talk a little bit about the mentor videos that you all started making over 15 years ago. Are those still in motion? Can people still get their hands on those, or?
I wish I could. I got to talk to my old partner, because I've seen them in the past, and I don't have copies of a lot of them. I probably could find them from the college, Long Beach City College, but a lot of them were held by quick, humorous shorts and training films, but they were fun. They were a lot of fun. I know I wanted to get, I asked them a couple times a year ago if we could get some of them so we could put them on the old IMDb credits. And I don't mind. It's nice to see how bad things were years ago.
Yeah.
To see how you improved. So
Right.
I don't care if it's real bad, you know.
Right.
Obviously at the time it worked, or we wouldn't have been doing so many of them. But I know they're out there somewhere. I'm sure we will find them. We can find them eventually. But it was a lot of that was before computers. All of the computer age. I mean, it was just like right before. So I think some of the videos were like on VCR instead of disc. That's what I mean. It's not really before computers, but before CDs and stuff like that.
Okay. All right. Yeah. And you know what? Again, I think you're still mentoring in a different kind of way, because just the opportunities that you're giving out there that give these, indie filmmakers chance to just really feel involved. You're making the independent filmmakers feel like they're mega. And that's a good thing, because you have these events going on that they're involved with. They can get dressed up. They're shaking hands. They're like, hey, they're getting ready to go out and go to these events. There's a lot to learn in just the physical aspect of all this, LJ. Just even the involvement itself. That did that for me, as a matter of fact, years ago when I, kind of started out. Just showing up and shaking hands and, going to some of the meet and greets and the awards festival, they molded me into wanting to do my job even better and staying with it. So, in a way, a different kind of way than the videos, I still think you're doing some teaching out there.
Exactly. I hope so. I mean, that is the intention. We're hoping to, not that I'm a master teacher of film and festivals or distribution and independent filmmaking, but I'm hoping that we can share and help develop this network where we can help one another. Right. Like the wonderful, talented Jessica Cameron and Devaney Pens of the world, the Sospa sisters. These were the people that helped me start this festival back last year. They were there from the beginning, and now we have Sid Higgs and the Eileen Deeds. Oh, wonderful, beautiful lady from The Exorcist. I know how this should be such a scary movie. She's a wonderful, sweetheart, and beautiful woman. Yeah. And then people like now we have on board. We have people like Maria Olsen, who's she's got her company, Monster 66, and she's all over the place.
Yeah, she's good. Yeah.
She's an incredible actress, and she's so talented and so helpful. She's one of our 7 judges for London. Mm-hmm. That's something we didn't get into yet.
We're about to, yeah.
There you go. That's a good transition.
And I looked at that, and I got to be honest. The first thing I said to myself when I looked at it is, "Wow, London! I love to be on that trip right there, right?" But as you said before, shameless plug. But
yeah, right.
But yeah, now look, this is amazing. Now, okay, so you guys are going to London with the RIP Film Festival in 2013. Tell me about that.
Well, earlier this year, since March, we've been invited to We've invited to take the Horror Film Festival mobile to 3 different areas. We were invited to take it to China. We were invited to take it to the East Coast. To Michigan, I believe. And so this kept coming up, and this was the 3rd time, basically the 3rd time the charm. Mm-hmm. So we got the invitation to London, and I said, since I haven't been abroad yet, we're there. Let's go. So, we got invited from our friends and people that know about the festival in London, and they're covering most of all the costs. So there was not much for us to do except for bring the movies and show up. So that's what we're doing.
That's gonna. I tell you what, that sounds like it's gonna be a good trip right there. I mean, you got the different atmosphere, just the whole vibe is a wonderful change. Just being in that different place, that's gonna be amazing. I know you're looking forward to that.
Oh, very excited. Exactly. 4 of the 7 judges are going to be there with us.
Mm-hmm.
2 of them live there already, and the other 2 are coming with us. So, I mean, it's just going to be incredible. We're very excited. We're finalizing the location next week, so we'll be announcing that.
Mm-hmm.
We narrowed it down from 4 locations to 2 just today, and now we'll decide by next week which location is the confirmed location. Okay. But yeah, we're very excited about that. Joe Wheeler Pictures is a big promoter and sponsor of taking it to London, and again, we have Adriana Polito from Glasgow, from Scotland. She's one of our judges, and an award-winning filmmaker who will be there with us in London, as well as David Leclerc. He's from Belgium, and he's an award-winning filmmaker as well. So he'll be joining us in London. And Miss Eileen Dietz is going to confirm she's going to be going to London with us as well. So
okay. Now, when for those now at these at the festivals, you know, are people allowed to kind of buy tickets and just show up and things like that and enjoy the festival even if they don't have a film involved, or?
Absolutely. From your mouth to God's ears, Keith.
Hey, look.
That's how we start turning a profit, when we can sell those tickets and get sponsors and advertisers to come on board. You know, that's how you start turning a profit. You know, because if we just get the people that are invited for free there, and you know, just have all our costs covered, then we don't really make any profit yet. So.
And that's a big deal to it, and that's the reason I asked that, because these festivals, I know that there are a lot of people who would love to be involved. People just, you know, they want to go. Look, there's a lot of people out there, and you know this already, LJ, but there's a lot of people out there who just want to say, hey, you know, we're going to the film festival, and they're going to grab everyone and go. So there, you know, you got your London crowd, you've got people over here, as a matter of fact, who even might want to fly over there, that are constantly taking trips. And go check that out. How do you know as of now, and even you guys festivals coming up in 2015, as a matter of fact, how, if you can answer that question now, how do people, so everyone out there listening right now can get this in their ears, okay, and be involved in these events, you know, go be around the lights, you know, go be around the people who are making the films and things like that, because you never know if your dream is going to get inspired. You never know who you're going to meet. So how would people go about finding out how to attend these events?
Well, that's the biggest thing. It's doing wonderful shows and having the opportunity, like we do today, with coming on the Keith Harris Show and getting the word out. Partnering with, you know, one of our media sponsors, of course, is City Beat Live, and then of course the beautiful people at D.M.V.KeithHarris magazine, which is there on the East Coast in New York. Greg Petalotis is the founder and the owner of that publication. He will be putting, we'll have some podcasts with his group. We'll have some advertisement in his magazine. He's one of our media sponsors, so he will have his magazine at our festival in London. We're going to take his publication with us. Okay. So, things like that. Another wonderful radio personality in Florida, again on the East Coast, is Jamie Rocks. Okay. And, you know, so we've had some interviews with him in the past, and we'll continue to do some more with him as well. So it's just getting the word out. Marketing. I mean, we did some Orange County Register, that's a local paper, internet ads for November. You know, sometimes that stuff works, sometimes it doesn't, but, you know, it's just getting the word out, getting more people involved. You know, organically, we've increased our likes from 400 last year on the RIP Horror Film Festival Facebook, from 400 likes to 1,240 as of today.
Oh, wow.
So that's just in a year's time without buying likes or getting any kind of,
yeah, right.
You can do all that stuff too, but I mean, you know, so these are all true organic people that have liked the page and are following the festival and seeing what's going on, you know. Yeah. Just one of our posts earlier today on the London, it reached 1,575 people.
Yeah, I know they're coming out. That's going to be a major event right there. That's going to be big.
So we're getting the word out, and that's what it's all about. And what we noticed is obviously you got to start earlier. The earlier the better. So as soon as we finished up in November with RIP, we got things started to get advertising and marketing going for the next round.
Already ready. And you know what is I know we're busy and all, but at some point in time we can make us a good commercial to our L and the Keith Harris show as well, and keep that in rotation every day. I'd love that, So.
Absolutely. Oh, we would love to do that. We would definitely do that for you, and we want to do that. And I appreciate being able to do that. That'd be great. That would be wonderful.
Right. Now, I have to talk about these 3 months coming up before we get ready to get out of here, because we talked about London, but now over here in America, we also have March, August, and November of 2015, which these you have the festivals coming up again as well. So I bring that up. Yeah, and I bring that up because I want people to also know about that. Also that, if you don't get a chance to head out to London, and for those people out in the UK that's, listening and things like that right now, okay, you already know about London, but over here in America, for the people that are over here in the States, LJ has other festivals coming up in March, August, and November, as I said. And what are those going to be, the RIP and the Galactic again, or?
Well, yeah, we are going to keep it to 3 to 4 times a year with the festival. And in March we have It's LA Film Fest, which is the International Trailers and Scripts for LA. So that's March, and that's going to be in Hollywood. In August, we have the Galactic Sci-Fi Film Festival, and we're going to probably keep that in Orange County. And then in November, we have the RIP Horror Film Fest for the U.S., and that will be moving to Hollywood as well. Okay.
See that, that's great. So, everybody out there listening who get a chance of going out to Hollywood, get the chance of going out there, mingle, walk around, see what's going on. It's not all just about what you see on television. Get on out there and get the feel for it. Walk around, meet the people that are behind the industry and things like that. And I know I'm gonna be out there, LJ. I'm coming. I
Wonderful. We will welcome you with open arms, definitely. We are, since you are coming, you may or may not be interested in this part, but I am actively seeking to fill all of my judges positions this month. So I need to finalize people for August for sci-fi, and I need to finalize people for November for the horror.
Okay.
So I am actively looking for judges. I want your listeners to know that as well. And we want to finalize everybody. We jumped on London and wanted to make sure those judges were secured first, since it's so far away. And so we were blessed to get 3 people in London, or in Europe at least, and then 4 others that are here in the States. And actually 3 here in the States and 1 in Mexico. So we have judges from all over the world that are going to judge all of these films, and so it's not just LJ's favorite film. So I want you to know that they also are all the festivals are recognized by IMDb. That is being finalized. For some reason, it wasn't on their radar the first time. I don't know why, but anyway. So that's another good thing. So they get the filmmakers and the film stars and actors and actresses, when they get awards, they're going to get recognition on IMDb as well.
That's a big deal.
That's a good thing.
Yeah. Well, I tell you, I know that look, first of all, I'm on board. When you said that earlier in the show, I was like, okay, I'm going to let them know. I'm definitely going to get involved with that. Count 2 people in. I'm 1 for sure right now. And I know one of my staffs, as a matter of fact, one of the producers of my show, Lee Harris, she's definitely, as a matter of fact, Lee Harris, who spoke to you, as a matter of fact, who you've been in contact with. Yes. Yeah. She'll be 1. And I'm sure by the time I'm done this interview, there'll be like 5, 6, or 7 more, but I will I will make sure that there are people who are going to make correct judgments. Like you said, I don't want to just pick people who are going to be like, hey, you know, I'm watching a film, so you know that's a go. So
yeah, we want them to know who Sid Haig is at least or something. You know?
Exactly, right. So no doubt. But yeah, so we look forward to that, and you know. Once again, LJ, you know, super kudos to you for what you've been doing. You're making major moves. You're making differences in a lot of people's lives, as a matter of fact. I know this is work for you, so, you know, it's, you know, and you do it for the passion, but the people that get involved and get to follow your projects, I know it's making a world of difference to them and great inspiration. So, you know, keep up the great work. Always know you got a home right here on the Keith Harris Show anytime. All your promotions, all your marketing, everything. We're on the same team with that. And we look to hear from you again soon. And we'll see you soon, as a matter of fact. And you and I will finish discussing some of the things that we can put into motion as well.
Absolutely. We need to do that. And it's a pleasure and an honor, a true pleasure and an honor again to be here. And thank you so much for what you do, because you obviously do a lot to help support the indie filmmaker and the entertainment world as well for hosting us and being here. So I appreciate that. No
doubt, man. And to really respond to that, again, you know, I tell you what, I appreciate having support from, you know, people like yourself and so many others, you know, especially out there on your coast. I get a lot of love and support from you guys out there. So I want to thank you all for that very much too, LJ.
You got it, definitely. I'm glad we made the connection. I'm glad we'll be doing some work together, definitely.
Sounds great. All right, everybody out there listening all across the globe, London, don't forget, they're coming out there, so make sure you stay paying attention. Check the social medias. Listen, LJ, let everybody know where they can go on the social websites to keep up with what you guys are doing too.
Yes, I'm sorry, I don't really. Okay. I'm a big Facebook person, but I'm not too big on Twitter and everything else. But from Facebook, you can find everything else, including our website. We're definitely on Facebook. RIP Horror Film Fest, RIP Horror Film Fest, and the Galactic Film Fest, and also It's LA Film Fest. And as you mentioned, City Beat Live. It's a new entertainment show. It's just starting out, and you'll be seeing a lot more of that early next year, and then some more networks and so on. And as you mentioned again, Keith, you know, the biggest thing is showing up. Yeah. Because some of the best things, besides the filmmakers being able to get their film on the big screen, some of the best things that they get out of the film festivals are the network. And we have filmmaker panels at each festival, and those are some of the best times when they can sit down casually and talk to one another, and the audience listens to find out what's up, what they should do and shouldn't do, and get some great advice. Absolutely. So, you know, we look forward to all of that. Like I say, everybody out there, make sure you get involved. Also, to all the listeners, you know, check Galactic Film Festival's Facebook page. Also, keep up with my Facebook page as well, because I'll be posting and keeping everybody up to date with what's going on also. So, you know, either you're following LJ or you're following me to the LJ's events or whatever it is, there will definitely be a network and a connection for you to be able to be involved. So just make sure everybody out there does that. LJ, we'll be talking to you soon, and we appreciate having you on here today. What's going on? Is it still raining out there? Today was kind of gloomy. Yesterday was a beautiful day. Today was a little cloudy and overcast. But, no, we had 2 strong days of rain, and I think we're done for the season now.
Oh, man, not the drought again. Oh,
yeah.
Okay. All right, so we'll be talking to you soon, LJ.
Thank you. Thank you again, and God bless. Have a wonderful holiday season, and Merry Christmas and everything else.
All right, same to you, L.
Okay, now.
Bye-bye. That was LJ Rivera. Wonderful guy, doing a lot of wonderful things, making a lot of difference in the lives of some filmmakers out there. And, you know, getting people involved, it's a really big deal. You know, not making sure that it doesn't seem like everything that you see in the films and things like that are so far out of reach. Also, people, I encourage you, get involved, come to some of these events, see what's going on. You know, you're watching these films every day. You know, you know, we all love movies, we all love films. and you know, we watch these award shows that come on TV, and we're looking at the crowd and we're looking at the people like, well, how do they get there? Or how do you get involved? Or how can I be there? Listen, you can go start to support these events. So we'll be keeping you blasted and posted on how you can go out and show your support and have a good time. Ain't nothing wrong with nothing wrong with going out of town for the weekend, going to the festival, getting you a good hotel room, dressing up nice, you know, having some clean, diligent fun, you know, giving some applause, asking for some encores, you know, do it real classy. It's a big deal. So again, we give a big shout out to LJ Rivera for coming on the show today. We'll be in touch with him more. Expect to hear more. Don't go nowhere. You listen to the Keith Harris Show Global Network right here on HotlineRadio.net, the hottest radio station all across the land. You already know. And we'll be back in just a few minutes. We'll get into some more music right now